GTA 6 just got a big leak that was revealed by leaker Tez2, who recently discovered new domains that are tied to GTA 6. Now we're also going to cover a previous leak that has a new assessment regarding the police AI systems that's expected to completely change how the open world plays in this game. Now additionally, there's been a lot of talk regarding the GTA 6 release date. Will the game release on time, or will we get the inevitable delay? Well, according to insider Tom Henderson, he seems to think a delay is imminent. We have a lot to cover, guys, so check the chapters for easy viewing, and let's dive in. So starting things off, according to a brand new leak from Rockstar insider Tez2 that was spotted on the GTA forums, they revealed that Take-Two Interactive has recently registered several new domains that are set to be tied to GTA 6. He said on the forums this, and I quote, "I came across some domains all registered on May 27th under Take-Two Interactive's name servers that seem to be related to GTA 6. These domains could be in-game sites that Rockstar may redirect to GTA 6's page later on, like what we've seen with GTA 4 and GTA 5, or some could be completely unrelated instead." So the domains listed are as followed. These are obviously the meme domains that are deliberately tied in to be, you know, tongue-in-cheek. But the first one is rideme.app. The next one is whatapp, which is most likely going to be WhatsApp. We have buckme.app, and then there is leonida.gov.org, and more that appear to be destined for the in-game parody websites for GTA 6. Now, in the classical GTA fashion, I'm guessing rideme.app is probably poised to be like a lampoon ride-sharing service like Uber or Lyft. And then the What Up app is parodies for WhatsApp, and then BuckMe may be a spoof of like either Venmo or Cash App or PayPal. So yeah, these are most likely tied to the in-game internet for GTA 6. But again, nothing has been officially confirmed. It does make sense that they would like register the domains like officially, so that whenever the game comes out, people like go up to the apps and they're not going to be, you know, released by third parties. They all redirect to GTA 6's website. Even though I think that it'd be cool to like have some of them like officially be available, that are almost memes that are like actually, you know, usable, but are mainly just done for marketing. So what does this mean? Well, these domains were registered recently as of May, and they were just discovered today. So this doesn't mean a whole lot in terms of like GTA 6's release date or anything like that. But what this tells me is things are ramping up smoothly. Like if they're working on the in-game internet and like actually registering them, that means that the development for the internet is most likely wrapping up, if not already done. Now, could these websites be used for marketing? It's very possible. I doubt it. So I don't think these are like really tying into the official release date or anything like that, but it is really cool news that these things were discovered. Only time will tell what they mean and if they were actually real or not. The next thing I want to touch on is a new report that came out about the police AI in GTA 6 that may be a massive game changer for longtime fans and could totally change the way open world games program their AI. Following a new assessment of the GTA 6 trailers, some eagle-eye fans have spotted female police officers on the streets, which is actually the first time this has ever happened in the GTA franchise. One or two of the spin-off games had female police officers, but assuming the trailers represent the final gameplay here, this would actually be the first time in GTA history that there are female cops on the streets of a mainline game. But that's not the thing that people are talking about when it comes to the cop AI. According to a new assessment of the older leak for the cop AI, the cops have been completely reworked in GTA 6, and they're going to be much more strategic than ever before, which is going to make it really difficult to get that 6-star criminal rating. And yes, 6-star system is reportedly coming back this year, which is really exciting. Now, if these reports are to be believed, cops are now going to be spawning from police stations and then driving to your location. Like they're actually going to be dispatched, as opposed to previous GTA games where the cop cars would kind of just spawn in off screen a few blocks away from wherever you are. This most likely means that committing crimes near police stations are going to be much more difficult than committing a crime out in the middle of nowhere. In fact, there's supposedly going to be sections of the map where it's actually going to be really easy to completely get away with committing crimes, because not only will somebody have to witness your crime and call the police, but then the police will actually dispatch to your location, and by the time they get to you, you will already have fled the scene. This is similar to, you know, Red Dead Redemption 2, where you could take somebody out very far away and, you know, do what you got to do, and you could do it completely under the radar. And in GTA 6, unless one of the cops sees you on your way out or somebody reports your car during the getaway, you'll be able to get away with everything like it never happened. But this also means that if you commit a crime near a police station or near a cop, which is presumably going to be in a populated area, it's going to be really difficult to get away with things, even if it's something small. And then if you take Red Dead Redemption 2 as well, you've got the NPCs that will react to whatever you do. So that will also trigger the lawmen or the police officers to react accordingly to the crime. But in addition to that change of how police are deployed, there's also apparently going to be a change of how they approach you as well. Up to this point, GTA police will literally just charge at your location and shoot the second they see you. But in GTA 6, the tactics that the police are going to be using will vary depending on the crime committed and the position that they're in. So they're not going to use lethal force until they legitimately have a reason to do so, because it was always a little weird in previous games when the police would open fire at you in broad daylight because you bumped into somebody on the street. But the cops are also going to be much more sophisticated in their tactics. Instead of driving right up to you and attacking, cops will try to create barricades and block your escape routes, set up perimeters, and surrounding you to force you to surrender instead of, you know, just unloading the mag. And giving yourself up willingly in these situations will presumably have a much lighter gameplay consequence when you respawn than it would be if you decide to go out in a blaze of glory. Programming the cops like this will make the gameplay a lot deeper than people realize. You can't just throw yourself at crimes anymore. You have to actually think about what you're doing and how you're going to deal with the consequences of your actions. And once you kick off a crime, you'll have to be smart about how you're going to escape the scene of the crime, because you can't just shoot cops in the same place forever. They're eventually going to surround you and make it completely impossible to survive. GTA 6 is going to be the deepest crime sandbox of all time, and I legitimately cannot wait to see how it deepens the formula that we're all used to. Now, in other GTA 6 related news, some new reports have come out recently that unfortunately means it might be quite some time until we actually get the game for ourselves. According to none other than Tom Henderson, one of the most trusted names in video game leaks, well, he seems to think that GTA 6 isn't actually going to come out in May of 2026, which is the month that Rockstar has been pushing as the target. Tom Henderson stated in a recent podcast this, and I quote, "To be honest, I don't think that it is going to release in May. For some reason, I just cannot see GTA 6 releasing in May. You know, all the rumblings and so on just doesn't seem to suggest it. And it's not enough to corroborate or report on it." He later added, "I think Rockstar have proven time and time again that they're perfectionists. GTA is a monumental game that anything that is wrong with it, even the slightest bug like your character clips outside of a door or whatever, and the media is going to run with that and make it seem like an incredibly bad thing." And frankly, that's a good point. GTA 6 has been in development for so long. Like, it's been in development for such a long time, and people are going to be looking for anything they can turn into a negative headline. If GTA 6 has any obvious bugs or technical issues, it will obviously be major news, and that's not what Rockstar wants. And since Take-Two Interactive is giving them the time and space they need to make the game exactly how they want, it makes sense that they basically had no hustle when it comes to releasing the game. I mean, why would they have to hustle? Not to mention when it comes to the, you know, whole crunch culture situation behind Rockstar games in the past, they were pretty criticized back in the day for the crunch culture that they were going through. Some employees working 100-hour weeks, but that has since been, you know, corrected, I'm sure. Now, as much as I understand that Tom Henderson thinks the May release date isn't happening, this is a firm release date this time. And usually whenever Rockstar has a firm release date, they typically stick to that one. I mean, this last delay was a year long. So with that being said, I don't see how they don't get this game out by May, unless something like internally bad happens. Maybe there was like a bug or some issue that's caused a bunch of problems that they basically have to go through and fix things. But right now is a time of polish that Rockstar is known for, so that's probably what they're doing. So yeah, that's why I think the May release date is probably still going to happen, but again, only time will tell. Now, back on the topic of crazy ways that GTA 6 is going to revolutionize the open world genre, there's been a lot of discussion about just how much of GTA 6's world will be truly open, and from the sounds of it, it's going to be a lot. Not too long ago, a leak came out about 2/3 of the buildings in GTA 6 are going to have full interiors that could be entered and interacted with by the player. which is an insane amount. Now, I will say the 2/3 thing is pretty crazy. I don't think it's going to be that much. But that being said, GTA 6 is going to have a much more interactive map than anything Rockstar's ever made before. And that raises the question, just how much of the map should be interactive and what percentage of the buildings should have interiors? Is there a percentage that needs to be there? Or how interactive do you want it to be? Because I think that we can all agree that not every building should have a full interior, because at that point the game world would be just, you know, kind of too big. But is 10% enough? 20%? Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down in the comment section. On a more aesthetic note, there's actually been a bit of discussion on Reddit recently about the cloud physics shown off in the GTA 6 trailers. And even though they may sound like an insignificant thing in a video game, it just really shows you how much Rockstar is paying attention to little details. I recently went back and replayed Red Dead 2, and let's just say the clouds in that game and just like the overall aesthetic, the interactivity was so next level that I can't wait to see what GTA 6 has to offer. But that's gonna wrap it up with this video, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe with your noties on, and until next time, this has been Wes, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.